So I saw this video today. Was Hitler far right or far left? This is by PragerU. They have some interesting stuff, and I have not watched it yet, so I want to kind of go through it with you guys. Let's see what they have to say. I can only imagine, thinking of Hitler. I know we've all heard lots of things. Both my grandfathers served in World War II. There's pretty amazing things that actually happened. My grandmother, her family actually moved from Germany to the United States between World War I and World War II. Crazy stuff. So let's see what this guy has to say. Was Hitler far right or far left?
Dennis, I'd like your perspective on whether you think Hitler was far right or was actually a far left ideologue. Okay, thank you for your time. I enjoy listening to Fireside Chat every week. All the best. Thank you. Hitler was left-wing in that he believed in socialism. Remember, Nazism is National Socialism. Very few people know that, especially if you go to college where you don't learn much. But that is what Nazism stands for, National Socialism. In that sense, it was left-wing, but it was not left-wing in another sense. The left divided the world by class. That's the classic Marxist division of the world, class, the proletariat and the oppressor, if you will. Whereas Hitler divided the world by race. Race is not a left-wing or a right-wing value. It has become a left-wing value in the last 25 years in the West. All of a sudden, race matters incredibly. The left has actually, in some ways, abandoned classic Marxist division by class and now made it by race.
Yeah, I hear race-type stuff all the time. Companies have to hire so many people based on their race, not their qualities, not their qualifications. Have you ever thought of, the pilot who's flying your plane? Would you prefer that they were hired because of their race or gender? Or would you prefer that they were hired because they knew what they were doing and they were good at it? What about your brain surgeon? I've actually had brain surgery, so I can say this. Would I want my brain surgeon to be hired because he had the right race and political values? No. I would want him to be hired because he was good and he could save people. There's so much craziness in our world today with racial type things. Hitler, let's keep on going.
But race was neither left nor right until this moment. It is not a right-wing value. I mean, I live among people on the right. None of them, not one person I know is a racist. They find the idea preposterous. So it's not right to say that he was right-wing, and it's not right to say he was only left-wing. He was partially left-wing. And by the way, he hated capitalism, hated it. I just read a new biography of Hitler, and that was a major part of the biography, how much the man hated capitalism. That's also not taught in college.
Interesting stuff there. So when we're thinking of Hitler, we're thinking of, there's been political people looked at and called that they were like Hitler, even today. Well, first off, if you're a capitalist, then you really don't have much like Hitler itself. But really, for my community, I wanted to talk about the fact that Jesus looks at the way the Bible talks about people. It's the human race. It's not divided up into different groups. We all are descendants of Adam and Eve, and we're all related. And yes, people have changed and they've adapted to their culture and whatnot, and their what surroundings they're like and their pigment and their skin. But you know what? We all have pigment in our skin. And God looks at us as the human race, as people that he wanted to send his son to live and die for you, a sinner, for me, a sinner. I'm no better than you. I'm no worse than you. My gender, my race, what I identify as, it doesn't matter. God loves you. He loves you so much he was willing to send his son to die for you. Sure, thank you for watching this movie, this video. Sure love you guys.